Somewhere right now, someone is saying the wrong thing in front of a room full of people. Their face is heating up. Their cheeks are turning red. And there is nothing they can do to stop it. You know this feeling. Everyone does. But have you ever wondered why your body does this to you at the worst possible moment? Here's the strange part. No other animal on Earth does this. Not chimpanzees, not dolphins, not elephants. Despite their famously long memories and complex social lives, only humans blush. And the real answer for why is far stranger than simple embarrassment. Blushing looks like a malfunction. Your heart rate stays normal. Your breathing stays normal. But blood vessels in your face widen instantly, flooding your cheeks with color for everyone to see. It is the one emotional response you cannot hide, cannot fake, and cannot control. Why would evolution build something so exposing? Why would it hand you a built-in confession, visible to every person around you, at the exact moment you most want to disappear? Charles Darwin was obsessed with this question. In 1872, he wrote an entire book partly devoted to it, called The Expression of the Emotions in Man and Animals. He traveled the world asking missionaries, traders, and travelers a simple question. Do the people you've met blush? The answers came back from nearly every culture he could reach. People blushed in England. People blushed in Tahiti. People blushed among indigenous communities in Australia and the Americas. Darwin concluded that blushing was not a learned social habit. It was universal. Built into the species itself, that was the clue. If something shows up in every human culture, even ones with no contact with each other, it usually isn't an accident. It usually means evolution kept it around on purpose. So picture your ancestors. Not you, alone in a conference room today, but a small band of 30 or 40 people, tens of thousands of years ago. In that world, there was no anonymity. Everyone knew everyone. Every mistake you made was witnessed by the same people you would need tomorrow, and the next day, and for the rest of your life. There was no starting over in a new town. There was no blocking someone and moving on. Your entire survival depended on staying inside the group's trust. Now imagine you break a rule. You take more than your share of food. You insult someone by accident. You fail at a task the group was counting on. In that moment, something needs to happen fast. The group needs proof that you know you did something wrong. Proof that you are not a threat to the social order. Proof that you still belong. This is where blushing becomes something else entirely. Not a weakness, a signal. Psychologist Dacher Keltner, who has spent decades studying embarrassment at the University of California, Berkeley, calls this kind of display an appeasement signal. Blushing, along with the sheepish smile, the lowered gaze, the awkward laugh, tells the people around you something your words alone cannot. It says, I see that I broke the rule. I am not challenging the group. Please let me back in. Here is the twist that makes this stranger than it first appears. An involuntary confession should be a disadvantage. If you could simply choose not to blush, you could lie your way out of every awkward moment with a straight face. But you can't choose. And that is exactly the point. Because you cannot fake a blush, it becomes powerful proof that you mean it. Evolution did not design a system you could cheat. It designed one that works precisely because it is out of your control. This is what researchers call a costly, honest signal. In the animal kingdom, honest signals show up everywhere. A peacock's tail is expensive to grow and dangerous to carry, which is exactly why it proves the peacock's fitness. A blush works the same way, just for trust instead of mating. It costs you comfort, it costs you composure, and that cost is what makes other people believe it. Social psychologist Leary has spent years studying how people manage their self-image around others, what he calls self-presentation. His research suggests embarrassment, and the blush that comes with it isn't a random glitch in your emotional system. It is a finely tuned social alarm. It fires exactly when your public image is at risk. Say something awkward in a job interview and you'll feel it. Trip in an empty parking lot with nobody around and you won't. Your body seems to know the difference between a private stumble and a public one. That is not a coincidence. That is a system built specifically for group survival. Think about what that means. Somewhere in your nervous system is a mechanism that evolved to read a room. Not consciously, automatically. It is constantly asking, is anyone watching me right now? And did I just do something that could threaten my place here? When the answer is yes, blood rushes to your face before you've even finished thinking the thought. And here is the modern mirror. You no longer live in a band of 30 people who all know your name. You live in a world of strangers, screens, and social media feeds with thousands of silent witnesses. But your blushing reflex has no idea the world has changed. It still fires exactly like it did on the savannah. Post something and get it wrong, and the same ancient circuitry lights up, even though the group watching you now might be people you will never meet in person. This is part of why public mistakes online feel so unbearable. Your body treats a viral mistake with the same intensity as an actual tribal betrayal. Because as far as your nervous system is concerned, nothing has changed. The size of the audience has changed. The stakes of exclusion, in a world with 7 billion other places to belong, have not stayed the same. But the alarm bell inside you didn't get the memo. There is something oddly reassuring in this, though. That hot rush of embarrassment you feel isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that something in you still works exactly as designed. It means you are wired to care what your group thinks. It means you are, underneath the discomfort, built for belonging. So the next time your face turns red in front of other people, remember what is actually happening. You are not malfunctioning. You are running one of the oldest trust signals your species has ever built, tens of thousands of years old, older than language, older than agriculture, older than almost everything you'd call civilization. Somewhere right now, someone is turning red in front of a room full of people, and their body isn't betraying them, it's trying to save them.